People call me all the time and say I've been charged with a crime as an aider and abettor. Well, what does aiding and abetting mean? Basically, in California law, aiding and abetting is when you're not the one who directly committed the crime. You're not what we call the actual perpetrator, but somehow you helped or assisted or facilitated the person who actually did commit the crime. And I'll give you some examples. Suppose you have a friend who wants to rob a bank, and you draw up a diagram of the bank and where the tellers are, where the safes are, where they should go to collect the money. So you help them kind of plan out their robbery. But after that, you really have nothing to do with the robbery. And in fact, your friend goes and robs the bank and you're on a cruise in the Bahamas when this happens, nowhere near the scene of the crime. Well, nevertheless, you are an aider and abettor because you help the person plan and design the crime. Or suppose you want to kill someone and you hire a hitman to do it. And after you hire the hitman, you have nothing to do with the actual murder. You're somewhere else when it happens. Nevertheless, you would be an aider and abettor because you're the one who hired the person and organized and orchestrated the crime. Or take one of these Occupy rallies. Suppose you're at a very sort of angry, heated Occupy LA rally, and there's an angry crowd of protesters, and there's a police officer in front of you, and you sort of point to the officer and look to the crowd and say, "Go get him, go attack that pig." And these protesters rush the police officer, and the officer is injured. And suppose you have nothing to do with the actual attack on the officer. Nevertheless, you're an aider and abettor because you instigated it and you encouraged the actual perpetrators to do it. Now, California law is very strict when it comes to punishing aiders and abettors. And basically, the law says if you aid and abet a crime, then you're just as guilty as the actual perpetrator, and you will face the same punishment as the actual perpetrator. So in our examples, you would be liable for bank robbery, or for murder, or for assault and battery on a police officer. Now, that said, as harsh as California law is with regard to aiding and abetting, there are many innocent people who get wrongly accused. And here at Shouse Law Group, we've had a great record of success over the years at getting charges reduced or dismissed. Sometimes our client was a mere bystander and had nothing to do with the crime. Sometimes our client had no idea what was going on and just did not know the criminal purpose of the actual perpetrator. And sometimes the actual perpetrator will point the finger at our client because he wants to take other people down with him, when our client really wasn't involved at all. And we've had a great record of success in defending clients in these sorts of situations. I'm former prosecutor, now criminal defense attorney Neil Shouse. If you or a loved one has been charged with a crime as an aider and abettor, we invite you to call us here at Shouse Law Group. Let's hear the story. Let's see what we can do to get the charges reduced or dismissed.